Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, November 1st. It is 6:23 right now. Market's gonna open in about 7 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. Just got a few things here to update and we should be good to go. That's good. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in Premium. Link is sent out. And it looks like we are good to go. So, all right, as people join in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here. For our down to the 30-minute. Down to the 15-minute. Down to the 10-minute. A lot of liquidity sitting up top. I don't know if this is going to get hit. Probably, well, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, or Monday, I mean. But there is a lot of liquidity sitting up top. All right, it looks like we are good to go. So, all right, guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, November 1st. Happy Friday, everyone. 6:26 right now. Market's going to open in about 4 minutes. I've marked up liquidity over here. Closest level of liquidity below is at 42,105, and the closest level of liquidity above is at 42,179. Today's NFP, as you guys know, very unusual NFP. If you guys took the NFP trade today, there wasn't very much volatility. It barely pushed like, about 100 points, or not even 100 points. It pushed down like 32 points and it pushed up like 40 points, which is crazy for the NFP candle. Like I said, this is a weird market because we are going to the elections, but this is a very unusual push for NFP. It didn't push even 100 points, which I think is pretty crazy, and did whipsaw a bit back and forth. I'll be posting the direction of the breakout in the Zoom chat shortly, guys. And just a reminder, look out for that 629 candle. If it moves more than 50 points, we're going to flip it. So it looks like we're good. Let's see who's here so far. Morning, Daniel. Morning, Lila. Morning, everybody. Looks like we are ready to kick off this trading day. So I'll put the direction of the breakout shortly in about a minute. kind of have an idea what it's going to be already. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, guys, direction of the breakout is posted in the Zoom chat. Market's going to open up in about a minute. See what happens here. See the market opening up in about 40 seconds. Market opening up in about 30 seconds. 20 seconds till market open. You got market opening up in about 10 seconds. You got market opening up in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Market is now open.
Order filled.
There's a position right there. It's a little choppy right now. It's like we talked about yesterday. Yeah, it's a little choppy right now, just like we handled yesterday. I'll put this right here real quick. So we're getting a bit of a back and forth movement right here. Same thing that happened yesterday. Not ideal, of course, but I mean, this is kind of the market that we're in right now as we approach the elections. So we don't really have stuff in the way here. Our direction here is for a sell, of course, as you guys can see. There's no sessions below. There's news price right here. Price comes back down to where news was this morning. That targets this black line right there. So we're just watching it push down a little further. Yeah, I mean, other than that, we'll just wait here to see where this goes. Liquidity right there just got hit. So if you take that one level of liquidity right there, that was a full TP for 10 points. Again, just looking for price here to kind of push down. It has that pending sell signal, so it's trying to, it has momentum behind it, but it's not able to actually, blast through. It is pushing towards news price from NFP this morning, so that is a good sign because that's kind of the direction that we want it to go. Again, there wasn't very much of a heavy move this morning for NFP, as you can see over here. The NFP news was negative. So NFP news was negative. We have more news at 6:45. And that's about it. Yeah, we had NFP right here on our payrolls. It was very negative actually. So I'm surprised that price didn't really move very heavily this morning when it was released. So yeah, looking at this here. So last month it was 223,000. They were forecasting it to be 113,000, which obviously was very low, but it was actually 12,000. So it was very, very low. A lot of manipulation in the market today, as you guys can see. Price is kind of going back and forth. There's no real reason here for price to be pushing up. So, I mean, everything should be coming down for the most part. All of the high impact news events were negative today. We have non-farm payroll over here negative. For October, we had the unemployment rate over here negative as well. Regular non-farm payroll negative, unemployment rate negative. And then we have S&P Global Manufacturing PMI, which is forecasted to be positive here at 645. Again, there's just not very much direction. We made adjustments to our TP stop loss to kind of work with the current market conditions, but again, even though we changed it, it's still like not hitting right away. It's kind of lingering, which is Not great because, the breakout's supposed to hit as a breakout, it's supposed to hit right away. And it's kind of just, like I said, it's lingering. So it looks like our stop loss might get hit here for the breakout. Yeah, stop loss got hit. It's okay, guys. You can see over here from the market, there's just no direction right now. There's no reason for price to go up. So unfortunately, the stop loss did get hit for our breakout today. Um, yeah, it's just, man, this market is like, it's just not making any sense. Okay, so let's just recap on like what's going on for the market today. So today's NFP, typically on NFP, market price spikes around 100 points at a minimum at 5:30. The news here came out at 5:30 and it barely moved about 30 points, which I think is crazy. That's NFP is the biggest news event day for the month. So today was NFP. All of the news for NFP was pretty much negative. All the high impact news negative, negative, negative. So price should be coming down, right? Um, Everything pointed towards a sell today, but unfortunately, price here did get manipulated. As you guys know, we've adjusted our TP stop loss to basically so the breakout can still break out because typically, like if we're doing a 100-point move, it'll run for a really, really long time. It'll run for like hours, and that's no longer a breakout. It turns into a day trade. Same with the breakout over here. We made some adjustments so that it could hit right away. This trade ran for about 5 minutes, which was about on average where it should have been. But you guys can see the choppiness right here with these initial candles. So market opened right here at 6:30 and it kind of was just spiking around. It got really close to our TP. So we were only off by like maybe a few points. Let's see. Yeah, right there. So it came down really close to our TP. We were off by maybe like 10 points. And then unfortunately it reversed back up for whatever reason. I don't see any breaking news here causing the push to the upside, but it is what it is. That was a fair loss. It just kind of did what it needed to do. So, well, it didn't do what it needed to do, but there was nothing that we could have done differently that would have affected that necessarily. Because even if we went for 100 points, or maybe the 100 points would have survived it. Here, let me take a screenshot of this real quick. Um, so the 100 points would still be running right now, but this is probably not going to play through. So it's all good. Let me go and put this into our stats for this week. So I think we might be back at break even for this week, unfortunately. Yeah, man, just when I thought we were gonna have a good week, we're pretty much back to a break-even week again. First week of October was great. We had 4 back-to-back wins. Second week of October, we had one net loss. The week after that, break even. Week after that, one net loss. This week, again, break even. It's just a lot of uncertainty in the market with regards to direction of price. We'll just follow this 100-point move to see like how kind of this plays through. I'm going to assume that it's not going to play through. So would it really make a difference if we did the 50-50 or the 100-100? The other reason right here that I thought price wouldn't push to the upside is that because we had a sessions right here. So this was open space down here. So I was like, okay, perfect. And the news price right here at 5:30 was in this area. That was pretty much where our TP was. So my goal is really to come down and touch this area. And then it could have like shot back up. But it's all good. No need to read to further analyze the breakout. The breakout is what it was. And we'll start looking here for some scalps if you guys are looking to take some scalps. If you guys took liquidity up here, there's 2 levels of liquidity that got hit. Also, if you took the level of liquidity down here, this also got hit as well. But yeah, so right here, we had one level of liquidity right there, full TP. I'll clean that up. We had another level of liquidity right there, also full TP. I'm going to clean that up as well. And then right here, we have the next level of liquidity, but it's lined up with the London high. So if you guys are looking to take market flow V2s, entry for that's going to be right here at the currently right now at the 180 mark. So just a heads up on that right there. Oh, you're right, Daniel. Damn, I just totally messed up the entry for today, guys. Um, Okay, that was my bad. So I didn't even think about that. Today was actually supposed to be a buy, guys. It totally went over my head today, for the NFP. Because Daniel over here in the Zoom chat, he said, "Don't we usually flip NFP?" And yeah, we do. So okay, guys, sorry guys. Today could have been avoided, but that was I'm gonna have to put notes some. Well, I mean, it's only NFP that's really the day, but yeah, okay. So that's my bad. Today's loss was my fault, guys. I take full responsibility for that. It was we were supposed to flip that position. Daniel said over here as well. He said he forgot to until after we took it. Um, yeah, my bad, guys. That could have been avoided, but it's okay. I'm gonna put some post-its on my. The thing is, it only happens once a month, so it's like it doesn't happen as often where we have to kind of remember to do it every single time. But I'll try to put some sort of reminder that we reverse NFP. Yeah, so Ross said, so the negative readings on NFP signals and the interest rates will be lowered to the market. Yeah, I could see that, but I don't think it's going to happen, Ross. I do see that signal happening, but for me personally, just like from how I'm seeing things, how the market's moving and how the economy is currently sick, I think it's going to depend on the elections. But yeah, it does typically signal that because they're balancing right now. So the crazy thing is that last month NFP was super high, and this month it's like a huge, huge difference, right? Because like if you remembered NFP last month, it was the numbers were really good, and then this month it just kind of flipped. Like it flipped more than I would have thought. If you look at the data here, guys, if you most of you guys don't follow fundamentals, but the data here, the number is like such a huge difference. They're forecasting it to be 113,000. It was actually 12,000. So it's negative by 101,000, which is crazy for the NFP. So here's the thing. I think NFP is going to be negative this month, but I think next month it's going to be positive. As we get closer to the holidays, a lot of these companies and retail and just everything in general, a lot of companies are going to be hiring for seasonal workers. And obviously employment's going to be up. So it usually happens every holiday season. Typically they start hiring around this time. So I was thinking it was going to be positive, but I guess not. So next NFP for December, I'm expecting it to be bullish again. All right, so if you guys are looking to take market flow V2s, looks like the entry would happen right here at the 230 mark. Actually, not 230. It would happen right here at the 220 mark. It's going to be right at the sessions, guys. So obviously this is going to be a tricky entry point. If you guys want to take it, feel free to put your pending order right there. However, I personally wouldn't take it because it's right at the sessions. There's a pending sell signal right here. So another reason why not to take this trade here, because if the sell signal closes, you're supposed to close out of your position. So again, if you guys want to take it, I'll leave it here marked up, but I wouldn't really recommend it because price is right up, it's literally on the sessions for your entry. And then on top of that, we have the pending sell signal right here. Man, I still can't believe I forgot that we flipped the NFP trade. The whole model is based off the flipped NFP trade. It's all good. It is what it is. So, all right, we got price coming down right here to the sessions. Again, the market flow V2 entry is going to be right here at the sessions. Again, I personally don't recommend it, but if you guys want to take it, feel free. I'm going to wait for price to push up a little bit higher. Entry can now happen right here, actually, at the 230 mark. So I'm okay with taking the 230, actually. So I'll put a pending order right here at the 230. Again, I'm only taking the market flow V2s on my Apex accounts.
Order submitted.
You can see my pending order right there at the 230 mark. So it kind of just sits there and waits. If the sell signal closes, then I'll have to cancel it or close out of it. Next level is going to be at the 40. So I'll leave it as is. Oh, there's news right here. Thanks, Daniel. Sorry, guys. I'm canceling the order because we have news right here at 6:45. I totally forgot we had this line right here. Yeah, thanks, Daniel. It would have hit, looks like it would have hit TP. It filled right there. Okay. So it would have hit TP, but there's news like way too close right here. I wouldn't want to risk it. But you can see right there, it came down, filled it real quick, and pushed up to TP. But it's right at news. So I'm going to cancel that real quick, or I'm going to take this off. And then we'll wait for news to pass. All right, so that entry right there hit. Again, of course, we're looking for NFP over here, or sorry, not NFP, the S&P Global Manufacturing PMI. It's inflation is right here at 6:45. After this news event, there's another news event coming up at 7 o'clock. So you got about 15 minutes to possibly look for another scalp move here. There goes the news candle. A lot of news today. It's NFP day, so a lot of news as expected. The news right there was positive. All right, so news just passed. If you guys want to take the next entry here, the next entry is going to happen right here at the 2:30 mark. This candle has to close green. Now, if the candle doesn't close green, you have to wait for price to push up and then retrace back down. Hasn't pushed up yet. All right, as price pushes up right here, entry might get pushed up to the 240 mark. Just depends on where the pivot's at right now. All right, entry is going to be right here at the 240 mark if anybody's looking to take it.
Order submitted.
See, it looks like you might have got filled and hit already.
Order filled.
So it is right there. I'm only taking these trades on my Apex accounts, guys. So on the hedge accounts, it's only the breakout. For the scalps here, it'll be for the Apex accounts because the Apex accounts are a little different with the trailing drawdown that I kind of need to pull out of it when it's in profit. The trailing drawdown is kind of tricky. So the way that I have it set up here, and again, if this closes with a sell signal, technically you're supposed to close out for a small profit. So I'm just watching over here on my other end. I have a trailing. Oh, I'm gonna see how the trailing works because I have the trailing set at 10, but I have the trailing set at 10, but my actual TP is at 30. So I haven't used a trailing stop on here for a while. I kind of need to see how it plays through. It's bouncing off the pivot right there. Man, the volatility is pretty much flattened out. The sell signal here has been pending for a while though. All right, so my stop loss is in profit at 10 points. And then I'm gonna try to move up to 30 points. So my stop loss is already at 10 points. It's pretty much guaranteed at that point, and price is now moving up higher. My target's actually up here. Oh, my stop loss is in profit. You guys can see right here. See my stop loss? It's moved right there at 10 points, so I guarantee 10 points, but I'm aiming for the 30 up here. So pretty much gonna let this here play through. Let's see, Jason said Josh did at 12K last time. I think badminton was 2021. That's a long time ago, right? Long time ago. Hmm, get a little higher. And the direction today is just not there. It is just a little bit of a push. I'm up in like, I was up like I think 25 points. I was like 5 points away from the 30 mark. Um, you guys can see my TP stop loss is on the chart, so you guys can see where I'm at right now. So the trailing stop is working fine. It's about to be there almost. All right, I'm out. Ooh,
Target
good.
filled.
Perfect. All right, so I got that for I don't know why it still show a stop on my thing. Trying to fix this, but it better not fail me for anything here. Okay, my thing is just lagging. So on my NinjaTrader chart, for some reason, it still shows that I have a pending order, but I obviously don't have a pending order up. Um, this is what I hate. This is what I hate about using a copier because I have so many accounts or I have so many things on the chart that like sometimes the lines just get stuck. Some of you guys have seen this before. I haven't. I'm sure it's happened to a lot of you guys. But yeah, it shows a pending order just like hanging out right there. And it's weird because it's 6 contracts, but I'm not even trading 6 contracts. Let me just close my chart window. I'm gonna reopen it. Now I'm just gonna close everything actually. Let me log back in. I just don't want to have a pending order on the chart. It like trips me out when I have so many orders on there. So anyways, the trade ran for about 30 points, guys, instead of the 10. So I will add in the chat over here. Now let me screenshot my losses for today, actually, so that you guys can see. Just want to be completely transparent with you guys, of course. Losses happen. This loss could have been avoided, though. This was my mistake. So, again, guys, it's my bad for the breakout. I totally forgot we were supposed to flip that. All right, so there goes that. No, I'll post the profits over here for my mark flow too. So it's pretty nice that I just let the trade run and then push to where it needs to go. The trailing stop does help a lot. Um, so there goes that right there. There's no entries right now, guys. So if you're looking for an entry, you need to wait for a buy signal to come up. Unfortunately, right now we don't have that, but yeah, we'll wait for that buy signal to come back up. So the buy signal is now up. Turn off my edge laptop. That's done with. Let me take a screenshot of my Apex accounts. Okay. Correct. So I heard Apex is going to be coming out with straight to funded accounts, guys. So that's huge news. Just FYI, because it's going to be pretty big, of course. Man, I don't know what's up with my Apex. My Apex is kind of screwed up now. Let me try to fix it. There's no entries right now, guys. The sell signal is coming back up right here. So obviously you can see prices going into a chop. As we get closer and closer to 7 o'clock, this is typically an area where I don't want to trade anymore. My cutoff is 7 o'clock, so we'll see if we have some more entries before then. But once we hit 7 o'clock, I will pretty much stop trading on my own personal accounts. So, all right, guys, here's the breakout. Unfortunately, for my hedge accounts, we ate the loss on that trade. I really thought I was going to push down and hit CP because it was so close to it. It was only off by about like 5 to 10 points. Unfortunately, it did reverse back up. So these are my losses on the hedge accounts. So unfortunately, some losses right there. And then here are my wins for my Apex accounts for my scalps. So, I mean, overall, my profits pretty much balanced depending on like which strategy I applied, but for the most part, overall positive, of course. We got that, and we got that. And I'm just being transparent with you guys because obviously, the market's not always going to do what you're looking for, and it's not always going to do what you need it to do. But if you stick to the game plan, typically it should pan out as long as you've done your research, your data, you've tested it, you understand the stats, you know what the rate of win is, all that stuff. There's a lot of stuff that you need to factor in, but as long as you plan accordingly, should be fine. All right, so with that said, there's no entries here right now, of course. Price is pretty much going sideways. Let's see, Jonathan said, I'm done for the day. Have a great weekend, everyone. See you guys next week. Definitely, Jonathan. We'll see you back here on Monday. Looking over here at our team profits. So we got more profits here from Jonathan. He locked in a profit of, let's see, 1,000 on his first account, 750 on his second account, 700 on his third account, and 700 on his fourth account. All wins over here. Nice work, Jonathan. Jonathan's been taking the market flow V2 entries, what I've seen him been taking lately. Sometimes it takes a breakout, sometimes it takes liquidity. Lately, has been taking the market flow V2. It's been doing him pretty good. So we have a sell signal right here. We're getting closer to 7 o'clock, as you guys can see. And we'll see how this pans out. Man, I'm still kicking myself for taking the wrong trade today for the NF for the breakout. Because I'm seeing the accounts and I'm like, damn, this should be the other way. That's all good. All right, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'll try to look for some more scalps here, but we're like about 2 minutes till 7 o'clock. So I think my Apex accounts are pretty much going to be done for the day. So yeah, I mean, I don't really have to do the math on this. You just got to multiply it by 20, so 1,200 times 20. So basically made 24,000 on my for the day on Apex, and then for the week, 2,506 times 20. 50,120 for the week. So not too bad with these scalps here on the Apex. I think it works fine this way. Taking the breakout on the hedge accounts and then on Apex just taking the or my prop account's actually taking the scalp moves. The only thing that you want to be careful with these scalp moves, it shouldn't be like a huge issue, but like if you're trading with Tradeify, they have a requirement where you have to hold on to the position for at least 5 seconds. I don't think the trade's always going to hit within 5 seconds, but they created that rule, I think, more recently. And it's a tricky rule because sometimes your TP is going to get spiked right away. So I think like liquidity pushes won't be good for Tradeify. Just make sure to check with your broker or whatever, not your broker, the broker doesn't care, your prop firm really, if they allow certain things. They call it micro scalping. Apex is okay with it, so I mean Apex is pretty much open for the most part, everything. All right, so looking at this right here, guys, here is the news channel for 7 o'clock. This is inflation news right here. So the news is pretty much right next to each other. We had the news over here at 6:45, and then we have the news over here at 7 o'clock. This candle here spiked pretty hard. This was inflation news. We had ISM manufacturing PMI. It was negative. So spiked pretty hard. Spiked pretty hard down right there. And we'll see if there's any more entries. So again, like I said, guys, I'm pretty much done trading on my own accounts. If I see the market start to move very directional, so say, for example, from 7 until 8 o'clock, I start to see it climb and drop and climb and drop, etc. Then in a situation like that, we will look for some trades. However, if it continues to go sideways like it's going right now, I'm not gonna bother, of course, as you guys know. There's no reason to bother with this type of market movement. So we'll see. I'll keep looking for entries, but as of now, I'm gonna wait and just see if anything else comes up as we follow through with the market movement. Man, I don't know what's up with my chart. My chart's like super close. And for some reason I can't zoom out. I'll try to reopen my chart here. Okay, I got it. I don't know why the chart does that. I can't ever reset it either on NinjaTrader. I know there's usually like an F button that's on the top right, but sometimes it just gets stuck in like a tight position. That's all good. Got it fixed. Okay, so let's see. Question over here from Kong. Kong is asking, quick question, Sean. Isn't YMC bot DAO on Rhythmic? I don't get it. I don't use Rhythmic, but it's not called YMC bot. It's called YM December 24. Because you go off the contract of like, whatever contract it's at. It's not called C bot. On TradingView, it's the like the exchange is called CBOT. It's the Chicago Board of Trade, but it's not called CBOT on the broker. It's called YM. Like if you're trading, like right here, we're on the continuous contract, but if you're trading on like a specific broker, like Tradevate or anything, it's like YMM, I believe. Or let's see, YM, what's today's month? It's YMZ actually, I think. Yeah. So it's YMZ 2024. I mean, I don't know what it is on your broker, but it's YM something. You don't really have to look at it though. You just search up YM and it should come up. If you look at YM, they'll give you the actual contract. I think we're in YMZ right now because we're moving towards December. I might be wrong. It might be on YMM. I'd have to like log into like actual TradeAway. But on mine, on NinjaTrader, it's just YM December 24. Yeah, which should be YMZ. Okay, so never mind. I just corrected myself there. So we are in YMZ. It's YMZ 24. That would be the specific contract. All right. So we got nothing going on here, guys. Price is kind of going sideways per usual. As you guys can see over here from the clean chart, there's not really too much going on. Price was pretty much in the range today. So this same range is what I drew yesterday. It didn't really move anywhere. This same range, these lines right here are from yesterday. I never drew any new ones for today. I will draw some new zones over here. And that's kind of where price is sitting right now. All right, so there's nothing going on here. As you guys can see, price is just going back and forth. I'm really over the elections right now. I'm hoping the elections could just pass already. We have elections next Tuesday, I believe. The elections are really, I really like initially, I didn't think it was going to affect the market too much. A lot of people were asking me if like this was going to affect the market, if the market conditions were going to change. I really didn't think so. I wasn't expecting it to be like this, but obviously you guys can see here it is. We're in the middle of fall season and we have literally no direction. So, I mean, yeah, there's just it just seems like everyone's kind of scared about what's gonna happen. Well, they're not really scared, but a lot of people are just more cautious about what's gonna happen next when it comes down to the elections, obviously. So like the volatility in the market is just kind of flat. The thing is, Trump is winning right now, so we'll see. That can easily change, right? There could be an upset. I feel like if Trump wins, there's gonna be an uproar in the US, of course. I feel like a lot of people don't want Trump to win. Like I feel like people who don't even want Trump to win are still voting for Trump because they want change to happen here in the US, but uh yeah, I don't know. I feel like things are gonna get kind of crazy if Trump wins. Yeah, Daniel said I think either way it's going to be short-term chaos. Yeah, I feel like if Kamala wins, there's just nothing going to change. I think that everything's going to be not smooth. It's just going to be nothing's going to change. It's going to be boring. Like we're gonna have another boring 4 years, basically. Nothing going on, no sides being chosen, any of that stuff. When if Trump wins, I think there's going to be chaos initially. I think people are going to be shocked that he's going to win. Although he is winning, like it shows in the polls that he's winning, so it shouldn't be a shock. But I think it's just going to be a shock because a lot of people don't want him to win. So either way, I'm like, like Daniel said, either way, there's gonna be chaos in the beginning, and then it'll flatten out. But with regard to the market, I think Kamala is not going to be good for our trading. I think Trump is really gonna make the difference. But again, who knows? We really don't know, right? We really don't know until it happens. I just feel like if Trump is to be president, there would be more volatility in the market because he's going to be implementing a lot of new policy changes. So yeah, we will see what happens here. All right, looks like price is kind of climbing up a little bit again. If you guys are looking to take market flow V2s, the entry is going to happen right here at the 260 mark. So market flow B2 is going to happen right here at the 260 mark. Again, like I said, guys, I'm not really looking to take any entries here, so I'm probably not going to take it. I'll mark it up for you guys, but I'm probably not going to take it. My cutoff for entries is between 640 and 7. So I only trade my scalps between 640 and 7. The reason for that is because you can see here it's pretty obvious. There's volatility. Once you hit 7 o'clock, price tends to go sideways. Price movement right here is actually saying otherwise, but we'll see if this actually holds. So we'll see if this actually pushes up, retrace, and continues up higher. If it doesn't do that, then it's probably going to just retrace and then consolidate within this middle area right here. So we'll play by ear and we'll see where that goes. But again, if you guys are just joining the room, unfortunately, the breakout for today, I took the wrong direction. We're supposed to flip the breakout, so we were supposed to take a buy today. I made a bonehead move and I took the sell here because I didn't really think about it. And NFP happens like once a month. The thing with this NFP is that it kind of threw me off because we're still technically in the October trading week. That's why I wasn't really prepared for this. But yeah, unfortunately, we took a loss here for the breakout, but then I took a scalp here for 30 points. And I had a scalp for 30 points, had my stop loss move to profit at 10. And then I locked in about a 1,200 per account. So these are my profit counts, and then these are the hedge accounts right here. So kind of balanced out. My overall profits balanced out. Unfortunately, one side is red, one side is green, but my profits outweighed my losses for the day. So I'm technically in the green for the day overall. Which is all good. I mean, this week is basically a break-even week overall, with the breakout. Should have been a winning week, but it is what it is. Let's see. Daniel said, I think market is going to freak out in the short term while they make a bunch of changes. Once they feel they're stable footing, it will rebound. Yeah, I agree with you too, Daniel, 100%. The way that I see it is, so here's the two things that'll happen. If Kamala wins, there's not going to be any changes. I think everything's just going to be how it's going now. I don't think she's going to make any drastic changes. She's not really going to have she's not really going to have a stance on anything, right? That's kind of how she's been all presidency. She hasn't had a stance on anything, aside from like a lot of inner city things, like just like a lot of local things where she feels like she's well connected. I mean, that's all of the things that she like wants to help with. I don't see anything really crazy happening because like in order for drastic things to happen, you need to have a stance on like what's happening in the political climate, right? I think like she's gonna have to have a stance on like Israel and the Middle East. Of course, she's gonna have to choose a side. She's gonna have to choose a side for like Ukraine and Russia, right? Obviously, we're gonna choose Ukraine. She's gonna have to choose a side with China. Like, there's like big things there that like Kamala hasn't really had a stance on. So it's gonna be up in the air. It's kind of just be in limbo until the next president comes in over the next 4 years. If Trump wins, this is where it's going to be really crazy because, well, not really crazy, but it's going to make a big impact because Trump has a really strong stance on, like, he's the type of president that does this. He just doesn't take shit from anybody, right? Like, he'll do what he wants. He has his own stance on pretty much everything, and his stance is strong. Like, if he feels some type of way, he'll let you guys know. Like, he lets everybody know how he feels. So the thing with Trump is I think if he wins, he's not going to give any more money to like a lot of these outside countries. Like he's going to stop funding Ukraine, which I mean, it's going to be tough because he's just going to be tougher on Russia. We might even go to war, honestly, if Trump wins, because he's probably going to stop funding Ukraine. And he's probably just going to bring troops out there and actually fight with them. With Israel, I think this is going to be a tough one. So I don't know what's going to happen there, but I think the same situation. I think if Trump wins, we'll probably go to war, honestly, because he's not the type of guy to like to give funds, like to just help people with funds and stuff. He's the type of person that would just like go in there and bully them and tell them like, okay, we're gonna handle it a certain way. So yeah, depending on who becomes president, there's gonna be a lot of changes for sure. And then also like we talked about earlier, with Trump, he has a lot of policies that he's looking to enforce. Like he wants to put tariffs on things. Inflation's going to go up higher. that's going to cause the market here to kind of spike. So when he starts to put tariffs on other countries, like tariffs on the Middle East, tariffs on China, stuff like that, the cost of everything is going to go up, right? Cost of gas is probably going to go up because, obviously we're putting tariffs on Middle East. They're going to sell us oil at a higher price. And then same with China. If he puts tariffs on China, a lot of the typical stuff that we buy is going to be more expensive. So it's just kind of interesting. It's interesting how things can pan out just because who becomes president. But we'll see. Yeah, CJ said I think both parties are really ruining their chances with that comedian at the Republican rally. Oh, yeah, I know. Um, yeah, I saw it. That was a bad call for sure. Because of like what he was talking about with like Puerto Ricans and stuff, and Biden calling Trump supporters trash. Yeah, it's bad on both sides because it's just firing. I feel like that comedian, they use him on purpose because I've seen his stand up. That guy's like super. Well, he's probably not racist, but he probably is racist. But his jokes are super racist. Like it's stuff that's not typically accepted anymore. Like I think his channel's like called canceled comedy. So all of his jokes are bad are like stuff that will get him canceled. Um, so yeah, it's crazy. I feel like Trump did that on purpose because he wanted to get more eyes on him. So you guys see what Trump did with that, right? He made something super outlandish happen at his campaign thing and then at his campaign rally. And now everybody's talking about Trump. Initially, the elections were kind of quiet. Like nobody knew what was going on with the campaigning, but after he brought that comedian on and he said all that racist stuff, it ruffled a lot of feathers. So now a lot of people are actually paying attention to like what Trump's doing. So I think he did it on purpose. That was like a marketing stunt for the most part for his campaign. Because Kamala is supposedly sending out like, so Kamala's spending 3 times more than Trump on her campaign. I'm sure a lot of you guys have been getting her text messages from the Democrats. Even if you're not registered as a Democrat, you're probably still getting the emails and messages and text messages and calls and stuff like that. So I'm ready for the election to pass. We got like basically 2 more business days. We got Monday and we got Tuesday. And then we'll see how the market turns. Market's probably gonna be pretty crazy on Wednesday. Yeah, because Tuesday's election day. We'll know who's president by Tuesday night. Wednesday morning, market's probably gonna spike. Yeah, I can see that happening. All right, if you guys are looking for some entries here, the next mark flow V2 is going to be right here at the 320 mark, guys. Hasn't filled yet. Liquidity right here got hit if you guys did take liquidity. So this upper level right here got hit. Again, if you're looking to take a market flow V2, entry is going to be right here at the 320 mark. You're looking for price to come down, fill the order, push back up at CT. Other than that, yeah, Daniel said, especially if Elon goes wild with government efficiency. Yeah, so that's a big thing too. If you see who's endorsing Trump, it's a lot of big names. Like Elon is super huge on Trump. He's like Trump's biggest supporter. He even created like a whole pack. Like he donated so much money to the Trump fund. Elon's doing that for a reason. So Elon's pretty he's a wild card. So like usually, what he bets on will usually hit, and he's betting on Trump. So he's going to bet on Trump so that he has more control over like a lot of things. Obviously, he kind of has Trump in his back pocket because he basically funded a lot of his campaign. So yeah, like Daniel said, there's a lot of things that are going to be affected, of course, policy changes and stuff like that. That's the whole reason why a lot of these people endorse certain presidents. Like when you see celebrities endorse presidents, that stuff doesn't really matter, right? You see Beyonce endorsing Kamala. Okay. Like Beyonce doesn't have control over things like Elon or like a lot of these, like a BlackRock or something like that. The celebrities are kind of they're just like the front face, but a lot of these other organizations and people and billionaires out there, if they're supporting a certain president, it's because they're putting money behind them so that they can make more money with that president. So it's I don't know. We'll see. We got a couple days to go anyways. All right, guys, there's no entry here yet. Price didn't fill it. It looks like we're going to be moving up to the next level, which is right here at the 330 mark. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, we'll keep looking for some more opportunities here. Otherwise, there's just not really much to work with here, as you guys can see. Let's pull up CNBC real quick. Any breaking news? So let's see. A U.S. economy added just 12,000 jobs in October, impacted by hurricanes and Boeing strikes. I don't know. I don't think that's like, I mean, I guess that has something to do with it, but like Boeing doesn't hire 100,000 people, right? You can see over here, non-farm payroll increased by 12,000 for the month, down sharply from September and below the Dow Jones estimate for 100,000. So you can see over here, they forecasted it to be over 100,000 new jobs in the market. There's only 12,000. I don't think the hurricanes have, I mean, I'm sure it impacted it, but not necessarily. The hurricane isn't going to take away 100,000 jobs, and the Boeing strike as well. There's a lot of other things here, but yeah, it's a crazy drop. So you guys can see over here from the data, every month is typically pretty decently high, right? It's usually pretty decently high. That's why I was saying like this was pretty shocking to see that it was only at 12,000 because typically around the holidays we have a lot of seasonal jobs. So I think with the jobs data so low right here, I think it's going to be very, very high for the following month. But I mean, we'll see. I don't like to predict too far into the future like that because it doesn't really affect us. We're scalping and we're day trading, so a lot of this data here doesn't really affect us all that much. We're just looking for our entries, time being. So, all right, guys, price is still climbing up higher. It looks like this is now going to get pushed up to the 350 mark. And it's still climbing up higher. If you guys took this liquidity right there, full TP. So we are getting direction here. We're just not getting any retracement. So we do have market flow now. Market flow is to the upside, of course. The only problem here is how long is it going to hold and if it's actually going to hold, right? Because we are having market flow here, but it's not like very smooth. I mean, it's a smooth push up, but it's not like retracing consistently. Kind of consolidates here for a little bit, etc. Because realistically, right here, we did have a retracement and a climb up. So this is a good market flow movement. The only problem is that after this happened, price started going sideways right here. So again, if you guys are looking to take entry, I'll keep moving this up higher. It's like another one right here at the 360 mark. So this is kind of what we talked about in the past. Like we call this a staircase, and price kind of just staircases to the upside. The thing with the staircase is that once you get to the top, the staircase is going to fall through, right? So you want to be careful with these entries here because it's not necessarily like I would prefer to have something like this. This would be great, right? Or having something like this where price climbs up, sideways for a little bit, or it doesn't even retrace here, it just keeps climbing up higher. So eventually it's going to have to retrace down a little bit. So you can see there's market flow, but it's not a clean market flow. There was a clean market flow right here. The first push to the upside was nice and it went sideways. And it's just slowly climbing up from there. Yeah, exactly. Daniel said, how are you going to blame the hurricane for the whole US? Yeah, same here. I was like, when I saw that article on CNBC, I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Just does not make any sense. You know, the crazy thing with Boeing, so Boeing is striking right now. If you guys have been following, I think like a total of 3 or 4 people, whistleblowers, have died already from from Boeing, like basically people who whistleblew about like the planes and stuff that crashed and all that. They're uh they're just disappearing or just randomly dying for some reason. It's crazy. I mean, obviously people will say it's a conspiracy, but it is pretty crazy. That I think the last person that died, he just died in his car. It was super random. Had no pre-existing conditions. He was just dead in his car. Yeah, exactly. Daniel said randomly dying, right? I don't know. It's crazy. And now they're striking. So, all right. So there's no entries here still, guys. Again, if you guys have any questions, if you guys want me to review anything, cover anything, feel free to let me know. As you guys can see, there's just not too much going on here. Today is Friday. It's NFP, so a lot of uncertainty can happen in the market. If I don't see anything happen here for like I guess the next 10 or 15 minutes, we might just wrap it up for the week. There's no need to force any trades here. And yeah, I mean, there's just no need to force anything here, of course. You know what? I'm looking back to my profits for the day and I'm wondering why did I only get 1200? I don't know what happened. I went for 30 points. I should have made, let me do the math real quick. 10 times 3 or 10 times 5 times 30. Yeah, I should have made 1,500. Hmm, that's weird. Yeah, because I'm looking over here at my Apex profits. I went for 30 points, unless my entry was all screwed up, which I highly doubt it was. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to go back and check. But yeah, it was a 30-point move. Should have made 1,500 on that one. So, like with that move over here that we took, guys, you guys can see that like you'll have like one chance to take it. If you take it between 640 and 7, odds of it kind of pushing up to like where it needs to go is like very likely. The entry happened, let's see, is at the 30 mark right here, I believe. And if you just want to take one trade a day, like say for example, you don't want to take the breakout, but you want to take one bigger move, you can probably take you can take like the first market flow entry and just take that for a 30-30. That's kind of what I'm doing for the most part. Like between 640 and 7, I'm taking the market flow V2, but I'm taking it with a 30-30 TP stop loss with a 10-point trailing stop. So, oh gosh, okay, Vimal. Yeah, thanks for clearing that up. So Vimal said 3 contracts closed early at 10 points, and then I had 7 contracts that hit the full 30 points. That makes sense. Okay, so 3 contracts times 5 times 10. So 150. 7 times 5 times 30. Okay, yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense right there. Thanks, Jamal. Jamal is our math whiz here. I didn't even think about that. That's kind of what happened yesterday. So if you guys remembered yesterday, I mean, yesterday's trade was so weird too. If you guys remember the trade from yesterday, we took like I had 10 contracts. It only filled one contract and I made 45. I was supposed to make 500 on this trade. Um, yeah, we're in a bit of a weird market. As you guys know, we're sort of in a weird market right now where um like this stuff has never happened to me where it's been partially filled. Same thing happened today, like with Malsid. So basically I made 1,050 for the full move, and then I made 150 for the contracts that closed out at 10 points. That's why I locked in 1,200. I'm glad it only closed me out at that versus closing out my entire, 10 contracts at 10. Um, so I mean, it worked out for me. But yeah, it's this market, guys, because so we almost never experience slippage. And if you guys remember for the past couple of weeks for the breakout, we've been getting like some crazy slippage. Like even for my hedge accounts today, if you look at the accounts here, they're not all the same. Like even my personal account over here. So it's 1,500. This is like 580. It should have been 500. This 590 is supposed to be 500. 585 is supposed to be 500 as well. And then these accounts over here were like super heavy. They're supposed to be 1,500. And the slippage over here was like off by like 200 bucks. This was really heavy. It was like 1,830. It's supposed to be 1,500. So, I mean, this market, I'm hoping we kind of go back to like regular movement because the slippage on these accounts are they're all over the place. They shouldn't be all over the place like that. So I guess I mean we'll see what happens. But yeah, the slippage is just that's weird. I think the weirdest part was these partial orders filling on Apex. I think that's probably the weirdest thing. So I've been with Apex. I think we've all been with Apex for about a year now. It's kind of crazy. I went back to our old mentoring session from like last December and last November. We were still in FTMO last year, which is crazy. We've only been with Apex for about a year now. Not even a full year, but almost a year. And I've never witnessed an issue where the executions were off like that. So yeah, CJ said same thing happened to him when he took liquidity a few minutes ago. Yeah, I don't think anybody else has this has been an issue. Usually all the contracts get filled around the same time. There's no slippage. It's usually pretty straightforward. But lately it's been kind of funky. So I'm hoping over the next couple of weeks we're going to go back to like where market's going to be moving smoothly again. I mean, market is moving smoothly here, but it's moving very slow. So again, if you guys are still looking to take some market flow V2s, the next entry is going to happen right here at the we'll say the 410 for right now. We'll say for the 410 right now. It's 7:32 right now. So guys, again, in the next few moments, if there's like nothing going on, I might just wrap this up a little early because there's just no need for us to be on this live session, force any trades, um, specifically on a day like today because it is NFP. So yeah, again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to hop into the chat. Otherwise, we will kind of just play by ear. All right, let's see what we got. You got a pending sell signal right here, guys. If the sell signal closes, again, you have to close out for a small profit or just get out of the position. It hasn't filled yet, got really close to filling. So this is where it becomes an issue when it gets really close to filling it and then it spikes up real quick. That's usually where the slippage happens. So I'm not in this position right here. I just marked it up for you guys. It is active. If this candle here closes, okay, now you're supposed to close for a small loss. Basically a small minimal loss right there. I think the loss would have been like 10 points. Yeah. Or if you wanted to hold on to it to break even, you can. But for the most part, when the candle there closes with a sell signal, you're supposed to close out for a small loss. Wouldn't be for a full loss, but it would be for a small partial loss. Again, I didn't take that position. Like I said, I only trade between 640 and 7. 640 because I try to get out of like the crazy breakout moves. And then 7 because that's where the market starts to die out. So typically my trading time is going to be between 640 right here and 7 o'clock. Because from here, usually price pushes up, continues in a direction, and then it starts to go super flat. Today it's a little different. So today we had price kind of push up after 7 o'clock over here. And then now it's starting to flatline around this area over here now. So, all right, guys, I think I might wrap this up for the day. As you guys can see, the market's not really doing too much now. I don't want you guys to force any trades today. It's Friday and it's NFP, so this is probably one of the best times to just kind of wrap it up. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put it into the chat before I log off for the day. Otherwise, if you guys want to reach out to me on Discord, you can do that as well. So if you guys are just joining, unfortunately for today, the breakout did not hit. This was my mistake. We were supposed to take a buy here, but I took a sell. I forgot that for NFP, we do flip the trade and it would have played out here perfect. That was just my mistake. So sorry guys for that. And then I took the market flow V2 over here for 30 points. So that hit full TP. So in total, my profits here, there's a slight loss. These are lesser accounts, but for my profit counts over here, they're all up. So I took the market flow V2, locked in 1,200. It was supposed to be 1,500, but because of the market conditions, it closed me out earlier for a few contracts, and then for the rest, it closed me out where it needed to be. So again, those are the profits that we locked in for the day. You guys can see here, there's nothing going on with current market conditions. So I think as of now, you guys should probably just wrap it up. Wrap it up, don't risk it. Come back on Monday fresh. We'll come back and hit the markets again. Hopefully next week will be a lot smoother than it was for these past couple weeks. I know we've been hoping for this for a while now, but this is going to be the first full week of November. It's going to be elections week, so just keep that in mind as well. You might see some crazy market movement on basically all of next week. I think Monday and Tuesday will be kind of slow. Not really slow, but it'll be pretty tamed. And then on Wednesday morning, I think we're going to have some crazy movement because the new president is going to be announced Tuesday night. So markets might start to move a little crazy Tuesday night in the overnight session, but then some Wednesday morning on market open, we're probably gonna get some like pretty decent movement. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, have a great weekend. Log off the charts for a while. I know some of you guys want to be on the charts 24/7, but I think the weekend's a good time to just take some time off, come back fresh on Monday, and then hit the markets again for the next week of November. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys have questions, reach out. Otherwise, I will see you guys back here on Monday for market.